I feel like it's good. It's just so different than any other Ant-Man movie that like the tone of shift. Like the first one, all right, it's funny. It got Paul Rudd. Second one got Paul Rudd. It's pretty funny. Third one, it's all serious. It looks serious. I hadn't seen it yet, but it looks more high stakes than the last one because the last one had Sunny something. The villain was Sunny, and they try to get. I'm trying to remember. They tried to get the lab back, and there was Sunny and some other people. It wasn't like the stakes weren't that high. The stakes are really high with this one. People are like, I don't know, just the tone shift in the third one. Some people might not like that.
Yeah. I feel like, I mean, when I originally saw the trailer, like, I didn't think it was gonna be, like, phenomenal. Because, like, sometimes, like, the trailer gives you that vibe.
Yeah.
I just didn't get that, like, oh my god, this is gonna be, like, the next big thing vibe from it. But I didn't think it was gonna be, like, bad.
I don't think
It's gonna be interesting to see it.
I don't think it's terrible. It's not Love and Thunder bad. I hope.
I hope not as well.
Because the only part I loved from Love and Thunder was the beginning with Gore and the beginning when Thor was with the Guardians. When they kicked him off that ship, it went downhill.
For me, like, just the ending with the kids fighting the war, it was just, like, so dumb that I was just like, oh gosh.
I didn't know that was a power he had. I'm like, guess I have this now. Power of Thor! Take it! And let's introduce Jane Foster Thor. And then let's kill her off.
This could have been better. So,
I'll just...
up, like, the little picture thingy of the, what's it called? Like the Slate, like the edited picture that people did.
Oh, yeah. Let me
Okay.
share your screen. I'm going to share my screen. DC.
Oh, okay. So we're both doing it, or just like...
Oh, no, I'm doing it. I'm just doing it so you can see it.
Okay.
Because this is basically the slate for DC. It was leaked. And I believe this person right here taking the picture is fired.
Probably are.
Because James Gunn, Peter Safran. First they got Creature Commandos. I don't know what to think about that besides Weasel.
Honestly, like, I'm like a huge like analytical person type thing. So, one of my biggest issues with like this slate, like I wouldn't say it's an issue because like we haven't seen like the projects or like information on them. But like one of my biggest concerns is like when you look at the MCU, the reason that they like succeeded and whatnot was because one, like the projects, like they built into this bigger story, but it was just like the characters did. Like it was the characters that were brought into like this bigger picture, which was really nice. And second, they didn't have TV shows. And like I hate it. Like I love watching TV shows. But I hate this feeling of being forced into watching TV shows because it like you have to watch it to know the whole story.
It's like
And
homework.
that's my biggest problem.
It's like extra homework. Like they said WandaVision was going to lead into Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. That's for example. That led to nothing. That led to a small mention in Westview, and her kids were in it. You could skip WandaVision and understand why Wanda was mad equally in Doctor Strange.
Exactly. And it's just like for this like DCU slate, like I would have preferred if it was just like the main Justice League members. Like if we got like movies for like of course like Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Flash, Green Lantern, and Martian Manhunter. And then they did projects like TV shows that like didn't necessarily like lead into it, but it also did. Like it's kind of like you would get extra Easter eggs if you watched the TV shows, but it's not as important if you just wanted to watch the movies. And that's like my whole like thought on it.
See, where does Creature Commandos take place?
I don't even know. Like he
Because
was so confusing the way that he explained reset everything, then Aquaman and Blue Beetle are gonna happen, and Shazam.
Yeah, because
But
Shazam,
like they're
Shazam.
no,
Oh, I'm
wasn't
sorry.
Shazam before?
No, Shazam is before the Flash. Flash is the send off, and then after that, Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom is after the Flash. I'm confused. Michael Keaton is in, or Ben Affleck is in is in Aquaman. One of them two are in it. Then that leads to Blue Beetle, and then it leads to Creature Commandos. Unless they cut that part, how does this make sense?
Honestly, I feel like they should have just like, as horrible as it sounds, I feel like they should have just postponed the Flash movie until after those two movies came out, and just like completely reset. It kept the same actors and actresses. Like I still have my like negative about keeping the actors and actresses, but I felt like it would have been a smoother transition if they did in fact keep the actors and actresses and just transitioned into like a better structured story.
I know some of them are staying because he said like Shazam is so unconnected that it could stay.
See, that's my issue though. Like it's just I think it's dumb if you're gonna do like it 50-50. Like you might as well reset all the actors and actresses if you're just gonna do like pick and choose. Be like, oh, I like Zachary Levi. Let me just keep him with Shazam.
Because this is what I got. So, Suicide Squad, Peacemaker, Shazam, Aquaman, stay. But retroactively, you keep the Suicide Squad. You make the first Suicide Squad canon because some of those characters transferred over, and you make Birds of Prey canon.
Yeah.
But well, no, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. The Flash reset some stuff, so it was like that end of Peacemaker with Justice League showed up wasn't this Justice League. It was the new Justice League. The Flash just reset certain stuff, so like the old DC is not in it. I'll give him that. We start off with Creature Commandos. Don't know where it takes place. This kid, how I forget his name. I call myself a DC fan. I forgot his name. I'm looking at him. The poster is right in my room. What's his name?
What?
The leader of the Suicide Squad, technically, that died to the hands of Peacemaker. Rick Flag. Rick Flag's granddaddy, or dad, is the leader of Creature Commandos with Weasel. Don't know how that happens. I'll just accept that. Then we have Superman Legacy. I can't say anything. I can't say anything.
Well, I don't know. I feel like my biggest issue with like keeping some of the actors and actresses is to some degree it would make the old like universe, the DCEU canon, and I just think that's so confusing. Being like, oh, we're like completely removing all the actors and actresses who play Justice League characters, so don't watch don't watch Zack Snyder's Justice League, don't watch Man of Steel. But if you want to know a bit about these characters, watch the Suicide Squad movie because you'll get more information. Like I just feel like if you keep any of them, like it's making the old universe canon, which is like I don't think that's like it just doesn't work in my opinion.
He already kept two. He's keeping, of course, his brother who plays Weasel, and he's keeping Team Peacemaker plus Amanda Waller and basically the Suicide Squad. Because if you keep Team Peacemaker, you keep the Suicide Squad.
Mm-hmm.
And then they have Peacemaker season 2. That he says is still happening.
That's my issue though. Like I just don't like that. Like you might as well just remove that and start fresh. Or else you have to keep the entirety of the DCEU canon and just build off of that story, or I think you should just reset completely.
I take it as like the Flashpoint movie, where like the animated one, where like all that stuff before it was canon. It was so confusing. They reset it, but the thing is, when they reset it, everything was canon though. I'm trying to like give him the benefit of the doubt, but still.
Because now I feel like he's just lying about the Aquaman movie and Blue Beetle by saying that they're canon so that people watch it, because that's like the biggest argument against watching these movies, is that people are like, oh, well, if it's not leading into anything, I don't want to watch it. But, like, by not explicitly saying whether it's canon or not to the DCU, I just feel like you're just screwing with people's heads at this point, and I just don't like that. Like, just be clear about it. And just you have to realize that you might lose some money on those projects.
As soon as Aquaman comes out, I already know. After release 2 months, he's gonna be like, "That's not canon." Jason Momoa, nah. But then they have Waller, which carries from the ending of Peacemaker. And Waller is played by the same actress from Peacemaker, Suicide Squad, and The Suicide Squad. And that story carries over from Peacemaker to here.
I mean, to be honest, when it comes to the Creature, whatever the show's called, and Waller, I'm not like, yay, I'm so excited that James Gunn announced these projects. Like, woohoo! Like, no, I'm just kind of like, oh, that's cool. I just felt like he left out so many, like, important DC characters that he could have talked about. Like, I know this isn't, like, the full slate. These are just, like, the projects that he decided to reveal. But it's just, like, I was, to some degree, a little bit upset that we didn't see more, like, big-name characters. You know? Like, I wanted to see maybe another, like, Flash project up there. Or maybe, like, I don't know, like a Cyborg or a Martian Manhunter project. And it was just, like, the big-name characters were not, it's, like, not there. I kind of, like, was a little bit annoying.
Well, they can't do Flash because of Ezra Miller. And they don't want to do...
Because I feel like he's definitely recasting Ezra Miller. Like,
They can. They just don't want to right now. When the Flash movie comes out, they'll be like, yeah, you're fired. When the Flash movie comes out, you're fired. You're fired. Get out. Cyborg, they don't want to touch Cyborg. Ever since Ray Fisher, they don't want to touch Cyborg. The only movie I've seen him in since Justice League was DC Super Pets. Everything else, he is not there. But they got other stuff. They got the Authority. I don't know these people. I'm sorry, James. Just the Authority.
I thought it was cool.
I don't know who the Authority is.
Like, I felt like that would have been enough for his, like, Guardians of the Galaxy for the DCU. Where it's, like, there's, like, this one team that, like, not a lot of people know about, but he's gonna bring in anyways, because that's a very James Gunn thing to do.
Yeah, but we got that with Creature Commandos.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he did too much of...
Which is just...
Bam! This is, like, you feel like this is a very James Gunn plan. Like, this doesn't really feel like the DC plan that I would have, like, wanted. Like, I think it's very cool that we're getting all these projects, we're getting a connected universe, but it doesn't really feel like a DC, like a pure, like, DC Chapter 1. It feels very much like DC times James Gunn.
Because Marvel Phase 1 was leading to just a little team up. Like, little team up. Avengers, World-Ending Crisis. Introduce the heroes. Have some cameos that connects them all. And then one big movie. They're called... I don't know what he's doing. Like, got Suicide Squad Extra, Waller. I can see how these two connect. Don't know how the Authority... I can see how the Authority connects to Superman. I don't I'm afraid of Superman. So that spawns the Authority. Batman's just here. Booster Gold's here. Lantern. I don't trust Lantern. I don't trust it.
Yeah,
They said we had
I'm just a little bit concerned about it.
They said we have the Green Lantern show since, like, 2015. They said we were going to get...
For me, it's because, I saw a YouTube video recently where my friend sent it to me, and it was basically about how, like, lanterns, when it comes to that whole, like, universe of, like, the Green Lanterns, the Yellow Lanterns, and all that, they're kind of like Star Wars. Like, they're just like their own, like, even though they're DC, when it comes to like the lanterns, it's very much like this really big thing that like if you have to expand upon, like you really gotta put emphasis and you have to like create its own universe and still find a way to connect it in. Like I just don't see like one lanterns project being enough to connect it, but then again we could be getting more like lanterns projects. We could be, you know, getting a lot from that project. So I guess just a lot of it is that we don't know what's happening, and I just feel like that's the part that concerns me the most, is like we don't know how this is all gonna turn out. Like this could be extremely good or it could just be really bad.
There's no like well, it says gods and monsters. There's some monsters, there's some gods, there's a little bit of people. I don't know. If it,
Yeah,
if
I
you,
actually wanted to screen share something.
all right, let me stop my screen share. We know the projects.
Yeah.
The-
Where is okay.
Oh, there we go. DC.
Coming up, yeah. Like this to me, whoever made this, I forgot what the Reddit user's name is. Like this to me is like a really good ECU phase 1. Like this is what I would have wanted, or I would have like looked for from like phase 1. Maybe not Static Shock right now. I would have preferred like Blue Beetle or like another character, like again like Booster Gold or whatnot. But like this is what I would have preferred, where it's like the films or like the big things, the main characters, and then we still get stuff like Green Arrow and Black Canary, Static Shock, and then like you know.
That does look better, but like, you know, the thing is, I say I don't like James Gunn. Stop doing this. But every time he proves me wrong, I'm hoping he proves me wrong with Creature Commandos, with The Authority, and with Paradise Lost. I don't know what they're doing with Paradise Lost.
Oh my god, I'm actually really excited about that project. Like, I think it's a really cool concept.
But I don't know how it works.
How it's all built together.
How does it work? Because is Wonder Woman canon, or will this be a new Wonder Woman?
I don't think Wonder Woman's gonna be in the project, like, at all. Because I think they said it takes place before her birth, something like that.
So is this set in the other two Wonder Woman movies universes? Or will this be a pre-origin story of Themyscira and how Wonder Woman is born? Will this be a new
I think
actress?
it's gonna be a pre-origin. But, yeah. I just feel like, and how would that make sense necessarily? Because it's like we're getting a Superman project, we're getting a Batman one, and then it's all of a sudden for Wonder Woman, it's like probably not even gonna be it's not gonna be about her. It's gonna be about Themyscira. But it's just like, how are you gonna establish the other two Trinity characters and not establish Wonder Woman?
You're
Like,
missing one of the main ones.
yeah.
I mean, I'm
I don't know.
hopeful
I feel
for
like this is so much better though. Like I would have, like, don't get me wrong. I'm still extremely excited to see James Gunn's plan and stuff, and I think that he honestly has the potential of doing a phenomenal job. Like even Kevin Feige said that like the DC universe is in good hands because James Gunn is doing it. But I also heard that James Gunn wasn't even their first pick to do this. It was Todd Phillips.
Oh yeah.
And there was also rumors of the Flash director
It was
being like one of the top picks.
there was him, the Flash director, and it was Greg Berlanti, the person behind the Arrowverse, to go do it. And I was like,
So
yeah, you did your universe. Let James Gunn have it. If I knew more about the characters, I'll be so much more excited, but I don't.
that's what I'm saying too. Like it's to some degree, like I read Batman comics, so maybe it's just like in general. But like I know a lot of the characters as well. Like I'm a huge like DC fan in general. But like when I thought of James Gunn taking over like the DC and creating like a plan for it, like I knew he was gonna do like obscure characters, but by obscure characters, I was hoping that he was just gonna do like Green Arrow, Black Canary, Zatanna, John Constantine. He like really took that to like the next level and picked characters. Like I didn't even know that like what was it, the Creature Commandos or whatever?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that was a thing until I saw his slate. I was just like, oh snap, that's a thing in DC.
I thought he was gonna do obscure characters that somewhat I know. Like, give me an Hour Man movie, and I will be happy. Give me a movie about Kite Man.
Harley Quinn and
Give me a movie about Kite Man. I need my Kite. I will tweet James Gunn. I need my Kite Man movie. I will freak out if I don't have my Kite Man movie or Calendar Man movie. He was in the Suicide Squad. Let him join the Justice League. Let him do something.
What is your thoughts on people, I wouldn't say hating, but making jokes about James Gunn writing the script for the Superman movie?
They need to go away, bro. Let the man have it. I feel like he can do it. I have trust in him.
Like, I feel like if he is writing like the Batman script, I would be a tad bit more like, oh, yeah, this I don't know how I feel about this.
Go watch.
I feel like Superman, he is a lighthearted character. Like obviously, I love Man of Steel, and I love that they took a very different direction with Superman. But like James Gunn can do like emotional films, and that's what the Superman film has to be. So I feel like he is capable of like writing the script for it. Like, would I have preferred a Man of Steel 2? Like absolutely.
Yes.
Man of Steel was phenomenal.
But to those people who are just like hating on James Gunn for the Superman, for him writing the Superman movie, go watch. I know people get this a lot. Go watch Guardians of the Galaxy 1, 2, the Suicide Squad, Peacemaker had emotional moments. Go watch. I'm gonna give you a new one. Go watch Scooby-Doo 2. He wrote that film. That has more emotional moments. Scooby-Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed. Go watch that. Then I didn't say it was good. I just said it had good emotional moments.
But yeah, I'm so excited to see what he has planned. But yeah, actually, his title for like the universe was really interesting because it made me think of that DC animated movie.
It was the movies, the comics, and the video games. I'm ready for video games.
Yeah, when I saw the name of the chapter 1, it made me think of this, which I thought was just like really interesting.
Oh, monsters! I haven't seen. What's this one about? Gods Among Us.
I remember watching this, but
Alternate Justice League, brutal force to maintain order in Earth. That sounds like something like the Authority.
yeah.
That description
So
sounds like the
kind of just,
Authority.
I felt like this might have some inspiration behind it because obviously the DC animated universe is like really good.
Yeah, I've seen.
That's one of the biggest reasons that I became a DC fan was because I watched a lot of the animated movies when they came out. I still remember coming home from school and like that would be like the first thing I'd put on is a DC movie or Justice League Unlimited. But yeah, I'm excited to see what he does.
Oh, that's how you became a DC fan. That's your origin story.
Yes, it is.
I can't.
Oh, plus my dad was he used to watch the Superman movies growing up.
Mhm.
And my brother was a a Spider-Man fan. So, like, I was introduced to both Marvel and DC. I was always just connected with DC though.
See, I started off as a Marvel person myself. What I watch? It was like the new Avengers, the animated movie with the Avengers kids. The kids were annoying, but I thought like, hey, who was that? I attracted to Marvel, but then somewhere along the way, I just got like, hey, I like DC too, and now I'm in this like in between Marvel and DC, and people keep telling me to pick. Like, no, you can't force me to pick. This stupid war between Marvel and DC.
I'll be honest. I would choose DC any day of the week.
Yes, I've seen your collection.
That's besides the point.
I mean, wait. I look. No, I
do like Marvel characters, like Daredevil. Like, that's super cool that my friends got me into that.
Yeah, I'm surprised you hadn't seen Daredevil, the Man Without Fear.
I actually have not seen the show. I've just been reading the comics, and I just really like the character.
The show is phenomenal. If you've seen
I've been hearing very good things about it, yeah.
You see him in She-Hulk. That hallway scene is just a slice.
I actually never saw that.
Oh, you never seen She-Hulk? People say it's bad, but it's not that bad. To me, it's not that bad.
Yeah.
But,
I don't know. I just can't keep up with the MCU shows. Like, that's, again, another one of my concerns when it comes to, like, DC. Like, I don't want that to happen where I'm just like, oh my god, I need to watch the show because I'm a DC fan. But
yeah, it's either like,
maybe it's gonna be a very entertaining shows and stuff that James Gunn puts out.
Yeah, with the MCU, if you didn't start off watching the shows and you're just getting into it and you're behind, good luck. Because
there's way too much coming out.
Because Daredevil is canon and Jessica Jones is canon. 3 seasons of each, plus the movies, plus Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and the shows after that, like The Runaways or Inhumans. People don't count Inhumans, but Black Bolt was in Multiverse of Madness, so I count it.
So yeah, that was basically my thoughts. I think that concluded, I would say that I'm really excited to see what James Gunn does. Like, I'm not opposed to what he's been doing so far. Like, do I think it could have been better? Yeah, absolutely, but that's just like with anything. There's always, like, room for improvement. Would I have preferred the Reddit post that the dude made? Absolutely. But I still think that James Gunn could really do a phenomenal job with DC.
Same for
I hope
me.
he doesn't just screw up, now that I said that.
I don't think he'll screw up. And he's also doing Elseworlds project, so that means we can have an Crisis on Infinite Earths 2, possibly. Because the CW I count as canon since the Flash was in it, the movie Flash. So I trust you, James Gunn, especially with Superman. I want to see a new Superman movie.
Yeah, I trust him with that. I don't think he's gonna do it, like, horrible. Plus, he's posted a lot on his Twitter, or he tweeted about Superman a lot, so clearly he is, like, doing his research and taking inspiration and whatnot. And I like that.
Where is it?
You know what's interesting?
What?
Before I have to end this call, I gotta go get ready for the movies.
Oh yeah, sorry.
A lot of people, when it comes to James Gunn's like Batman movie, they're showing the wrong comic.
It's supposed to be.
And that's just like annoying me because they're showing the comic where Dick Grayson becomes Batman and Damian Wayne
But that's the one he showed in the thing. He showed Grant Morrison's and he showed a picture of Dick Grayson Batman and Damian Wayne Robin.
That's crazy. I didn't even notice that. The actual video. I'm about to.
I'll pull it up right now.
That's completely a misinterpretation of what the actual story is gonna be about, because it's Batman, like Bruce Wayne, and not Dick Grayson as Batman.
See, I'm worried they're gonna do Dick Grayson's Batman since they have the Batman already. Where is?
That's. I don't know, but he did say. Oh, he ever specified Bruce Wayne? I don't think he did. But you know what? I guarantee it's gonna be Bruce Wayne. Though. I really hope it's not.
Wait, no, is that?
Anyway, like I would love to see that like adapted, where it's like Dick Grayson as Batman and Damian Wayne. But I also feel like I don't want to see that, because with the way that they're doing things, if Bruce Wayne and Robin are like together, like not together, like they're crime fighting together. I would have preferred if it was just like after Tim Drake, like something happens to Batman. You know, and then it's like, of course, very similar to the actual story, where it's like Dick Grayson takes on the mantle, and he like kind of just like takes care of Damian Wayne and like shapes Damian Wayne into being like the actual next Robin for Batman, instead of just like straight off the bat like Batman and Robin. Bruce and Damian.
Is this him? I thought they showed a different picture because they keep showing the one where they're standing up. I don't know if that's Dick or not.
Wait, I can't see your screen.
Is it Richard?
Oh, okay.
Damian Wayne is my favorite Robin.
Shut up. Shut up, James Gunn.
I believe that's the Dick Grayson one, because that's I believe the second volume of Batman and Robin with Dick Grayson and Damian Wayne.
And he looks skinny. That's how I could try to tell he's
definitely
skinny.
Dick Grayson. That's crazy though.
I don't trust it.
Oh my god, like no, that's actually kind of like, I swear if I'm right about that, because I do believe that is the second volume of the story with Dick Grayson and Damian Wayne.
Grant
They didn't
Morrison.
that through before they showed it.
Second volume.
That's crazy.
Oh, yep, that is the second cover. 2009-2011 Batman vs. Robin. Grant Morrison, Book A. Volume 2. That is that version.
They might have showed that though, because I do believe it's in the bigger omnibus of like the Batman Grant Morrison like run, which like includes that story of Dick being Batman. But it's also like, I believe the story is something like, I haven't read it personally, the full story, but I think it's with Batman, of course, like what's it called? Bruce Wayne being dead, and he's like trying to like, he's going through time to get back to the present. So for that time, Dick Grayson does take over. So I think maybe that might be it, but I also have not read the story. That's just what I know based off of
I just read the
YouTube.
no, I didn't read it. I watched the movie based off it, where Batman is presumed dead and Nightwing has to take over temporarily. But then they fight Batman.
Whoa.
Well, was it? No, it wasn't Batman versus. It was. Where's my phone? It's. Because I remember I was watching the DC animated series before they rebooted. It was.
I have not watched this one. That's gonna annoy me that like there was an actual like adaptation of it.
Batman Bad Blood.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, because he's presumed dead in the explosion. Batman Bad Blood. I'm not going to spoil all of it for you. I'm just like, yeah, this is the one. Yep, that's the one. That's the one. Bad Blood.
But yeah, that's really interesting. I gotta but I guess not. Or maybe I forgot what it is. One or the other.
Because I saw this on Reddit. They gave me a whole timeline.
I do remember this. Maybe I should rewatch it though. But yeah, thank you for this video idea. I thought it was really cool.
No problem. Maybe we can do it again, but maybe on your channel. Like we switch back and forth.
Absolutely. This was really nice. I like